find a new job while employed. It's not easy to do, it can be very stressful, but I'm here to help and hopefully give you some tips that I've used to help find new jobs or help other people find new jobs. So I like to take people through a 4-step process, and I think you could apply this process to almost any problem or any change in your life. So first, you need to stabilize. Then you need to visualize what's possible. Third, you need to strategize. How are you going to get this thing? And finally, you need to execute on what you've came up with. So first, stabilization. This is where we take whatever problem, or specifically in this instance, how to find a new job while employed, we're going to figure out where we're at and create a strong base. So if you're trying to find a new job while you're employed, I would suggest figure out what you dislike and like about your current job. This will give you a good grounding spot to figure out, oh, I really don't like this aspect. I actually really love this part of my job. Write these things out. When you do this, it'll make the future steps in finding a new job a lot easier, and you can get a clear picture and clear reason why I hate this job. Or maybe you find out, well, this is just not as big of a problem as I thought, and then you don't have to go through all the pain of the future. The second thing is make sure throughout this process that you maintain professionalism. So while you're figuring out what you dislike and like about this job, maintain professionalism, because there's a chance with the issues you come up with, you may find that, okay, maybe I was being a little rash. Maybe I actually want to stay at this career, and you want to make sure you still have that option. So maintain professionalism throughout this whole process. So once you figure out what you like and dislike, this is going to give you a great base to start to visualize what a new job would look like. So that brings us to the second step of visualization. So you need to look at what's possible in the new job, because a job title is simply a collection of characteristics that a certain role performs. So for me, as a life coach and potentially future therapist, I get to talk to people and help them, and I have freedom in my schedule, and I get to choose what I want to do and who I want to work with. And I really love that freedom and the impact I get to make. So think about what jobs are you interested in, but what characteristics do those bring with those titles? And then figure out what other options you have that are a sum of those characteristics. That can help you brainstorm and be unique, and it gets outside of the box of what's possible for you. And that's the point of visualization. Now, if you're struggling with this, a tool that we have here at Life on Your Terms is a balance wheel. You take this balance wheel assessment, and it's going to spit out a bunch of different slices of a pie. What I would suggest doing is going through each slice and writing out 3 to 5 bullet points on what you want that to look like in the future. Now, once you have this, take that and look at, okay, what careers would allow me to do this? It's a helpful way that can help you visualize what's possible and help you find the life you want to live and match a job to the life you want to live, not match a life to the job that you want. So with that, if you're still struggling, what you can do is you can take your reasons that you disliked. So let's say you hated being in a cubicle and you wanted to get out there more. Well, what you could do is you reverse engineer that. So if I hate being in a cubicle, what I want to do is I want to be active and I want to be moving around in different settings. What does that look like? There's tons of possibilities for that out there. So take your reasons and then reverse engineer them. So this brings us to our third step in the process, and that's strategize. Strategize is where we start to bring our plan together, look at what systems do we need in place to make the decision and get the outcome that we want. So how much money do you need? What does your life need to look like to make this change? Because I doubt you're gonna be able to just quit your job, go find another one. You're gonna have to have systems in place where you do a certain amount of applications a day and you save a certain amount of money per paycheck so that transition period is smoother. So that's what strategization is all about. Think about the systems that you need in your place to make your balance wheel come true, and then execute upon those systems. Which brings us to our fourth step, execution. So once you have your systems in place, you start to narrow down those goals. It's finally time to execute. How are you going to hold yourself accountable through these changes? How are you not going to quit? So with that, you need to work off the systems you set up, and if you do that, you can make your balance wheel a reality. And that's my goal for you, to help create the life that you want to live, kind of like life on your terms. So with that, Work off the systems that you want to make your change. Finally, get those job interviews in, and hopefully you get the new job and you're happy with what you've came up with and where you end up.